All right. Before we finish up, I just want to share with you one little mindset hack, which is a really funny kind of a hack that it's a little mental tool that can help you enjoy exercise more. Um, and it's really psychologists call this dissociation. So if we're dissociating from our body. It's like the opposite of being mindful of your body. So this is funny because we talked a lot about mindfulness. And if you were, say, if I was doing sports psychology with you guys and it was about getting the most performance out of you, you're professional athletes, I would want you to associate with your body. So when you're running, I'd want you to be aware of your heart rate, I want you to be aware of the way you're breathing, I want you to be aware of your biomechanics, and that is good for performance. But one thing I definitely learned as a sport and an exercise psychologist is that the psychology of high level sports performance and the psychology of keeping your body moving for life is completely different. You actually find a lot of high level athletes, once they stop exercising, become really unhealthy because they don't actually have a natural relationship with exercise if it's not performing for a particular event. So if we're talking about developing a positive relationship with movement, we actually find that dissociation, so not paying attention to your body, helps you enjoy it more. And dissociating a little bit from your body, especially, and this is especially so if you're not very fit, if you're not very healthy, if you're paying attention to how much it hurts and how hard it is, then you're probably not going to enjoy your movement too much. So you can practice dissociating, which is really like, it's sort of, you can think of it like not being mindful of your body. But the way I prefer to think about it is actually being more mindful of something else. So often more mindful of the external environment. Because you think of your mindfulness as like a spotlight that you can shine wherever you want. So just in this situation, we're choosing to shine the spotlight on what's going to be more helpful for us. And different ways to do it might be like my favorite, and they're just simple go-to is listening to music. If you don't like listening to music, being mindful of the external environment, the people, nature, the scenery. We've had a few people chatting about enjoying nature, and then talking. Someone mentioned talking with their mum. That is a form of dissociation. There's part of your mind that's in the conversation and not in your body. So you don't want to take this to this crazy level to where you're like, you're walking, you get hit by a bus, or you've been walking for 20 Ks and, your body's falling apart, but you haven't realized it. But it can be a little bit of a useful hack. And actually, when you're listening to the walking companion, that's partly what's happening. Part of you is listening to me and going through that process, and the movement's kind of happening in the background.